right, welcome to the February 22nd Transformation Warriors team call. I'm excited to talk about March and what we have in store, share our goals, and talk about conversations and bringing your authenticity to your business. And just talking about a little bit what that's like and how that should be landing, because you should be feeling really good about your interactions. So if you're not, then let's talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to share my page. If you were on the Heart Inspiration team call and you are a newer coach, if you weren't on or you were on, like go back and watch the recording, watch the rest of it, because I know she's going to share a lot of valuable information. I'm not sure how long that team call is going to be, but it seems like she was like doing a rough over everything about doing all the things. So that's always a good refresher. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Here, and then I'm going to pull up this presentation. So give me a second. And then I did get the theme, the whole entire, all the stuff for the new group will be released tomorrow, but I did get the theme and it's, I'm going to share it with you in a second. It is Mindset Matters in March, I think it's called. So it's like mindset. So there's going to be a lot of mindset stuff, which is really good because I think people dig that stuff. All right, so let me put this into presentation mode. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Let me move you guys over here. All right. So here we go. So connecting authentically and being you, like that is your true superpower. And so I want you guys to just know that you bring all the flavor to this business. You don't need to be me or Nicole or anybody else. It really is about being you and sharing yourself authentically. Okay, so let's talk about how to show up as you. So the first thing is you all have a script. If you're newer, then I'm still using the script in 3 ways. But if you're not, then you really want to make sure that you make the script yours and spend some time using your own lingo, bringing your flair to the script. You want to feel good about how you're talking, okay? Even with your responses, like when I send you my responses to screenshots or whatever, like make those yours too. Okay, it's really important that you are responding how you would respond authentically because people can like smell bullshit. You know what I mean? So you want to be true. You also want to make sure that you use voice text, and there is a typo, sorry. Not test, text. And you want, so when I use, here's the thing, one thing that like the script can't do is convey your passion and excitement about the programs and what it's all about. So when you talk and you share in the voice text, people can, first of all, they like to hear your voice. It is nice. Especially when like even somebody today was like wanting me to buy skinny coffee from her. And she sent me a voice text. And at first I wasn't even going to listen, but I was like, she took the time and I listened and I was like, oh, she's got such a nice voice, you know? And I didn't blow her off. I was actually super authentic and cool. And I was just like, you know, I wish you the best, but I really don't believe in that stuff and whatever. But it was nice to hear her voice. So like me coming from the other side, you know, like people aren't used to that. So you'll throw them off and then they'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, like she's, you know, it's a different way of communicating. The other thing is like share the real and the hard. You want to share what's hard. If it's hard showing up in your workouts, if you're struggling with anxiety and depression, if you had a hard week, share those things because people, you are a real person. That's part of sharing your journey. So don't like say showed up and crushed it when you're feeling like that sucked. But I still did it anyways because I know it's going to make me feel better in the long run. So be real with how you share your journey. Let's see, express genuine authenticity and love and excitement for the programs. Like, I can't say this enough. One of the reasons I go live after my workouts, usually on Saturdays before the group's going to start, I usually always go live on a Saturday right after my workout because I feel freaking amazing and I want to bring that passion and excitement to my live and I want them to like feel that. And so it's so important to not also do conversations and reach outs when you're really low energy, because you're just not going to bring a lot of excitement and passion to your reach outs. It's going to be blah, 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 right? So you want to make sure that you are making sure that like, you know, you're listening to something or you have, you know, you can pump yourself up a little bit before you do your reach outs. And then just make sure you talk to people how you want to be talked to. They're people just like you and me. They're not like scary monsters. You know, you're just inviting other people. And at one point, you were one of those people too. And remember that. And you were just as skeptical. Had just as many questions. You also were very concerned about price and not spending too much on yourself. Isn't that funny? And so you were there exactly where they were before. Okay. So, oh, and I already said that. So when you're in your conversations and you're doing your consults, I feel like it's really important that when they share something that you repeat back to them a little bit, some takeaway from that. So maybe they said they can't stop the wine, like validate that and share something about yourself. Like, oh, I was the same, or you know what I mean? Like validate what they had to say. And then, you know, I feel this, or I say that a lot. I'm like, oh, I feel that. Like, I really understand that, you know? So validate them and then go on to the next question. Be interested, like, don't just move on to the next question. If they say like, I don't know, I was in a consult today and I'm like, are you eating any, she was vegan and she told me what she ate. And I'm like, are you literally not eating any protein? You know? And so I'm like, and you're wondering why you're not losing weight. So you want to make sure that you're like asking the questions. Like we were in a consult today, Irina and I, and the woman said she only gets 5 hours of sleep a night and she's lucky if she gets that. And she has huge weight loss goals. Well, we all know that sleep is really important for weight loss, right? So I mentioned that, like that's not very much sleep. Make sure that you're getting support on your conversations. So reach out to me or reach out to Nicole or whoever your sponsor is and make sure that you're getting support where you're feeling stuck. It's so important because especially if you're newer or starting, like you want to learn how I would respond. And I still get stuff like Jackie said something tonight and I wrote it down and I was like, oh, I got to use that. You know, so sometimes somebody will use something and you got to change it up for yourself too. But it's nice to hear what somebody else would say. And then you can take it and put it into your own words. And even sometimes I'll respond to someone and I'll be like, how does that land? Does that land like how I would want to hear it? You know? And so don't be so rushed with your responses and get help and get support. And their goals are not going anywhere. They are still going to be there, I promise. I use felt and found a lot. If you were the girl that said, I don't want the shakes, and they're saying the same thing, then they are you, right? So you use the same thing. You know what? I felt the same way. And what I found is that I used to mix up these shakes with all these ingredients, and now it has everything for it. And if you don't know about the shakes, I would really, I posted a video in Transformation Warriors on the shakes, like school yourself a little bit on the shakes because A, you're drinking them every day, B, people are buying them from you, and C, they're good, it's good stuff and you're gonna learn a lot. And so I use like the ingredients and stuff all the time when I'm doing my consults. I'll say, oh, you know how you said high cholesterol? Well, the achasinchi root really helps reduce cholesterol. You know how you said you had really high blood sugar, you know, or this or whatever it is. I'll use the ingredients, just naming a few that will, let me see, just naming a few that will, oops, sorry guys, that will help people to understand what the value is, because you really do get what you pay for. They're expensive, but it's because it's really good ingredients. And a no is never really a no. Many times it's not now, it means not now. And if someone says they can't afford it, it's really not usually that they can't afford it. They don't even know how much it is, first of all. They don't. I mean, I had a woman that I was talking to that just had said, you know, what are the price points? I don't have a lot of money. And I said, we have a lot of different price points. And she just assumed automatically she couldn't afford it. By the end of the consult, and when I sent her everything, she was like, that's really cheap. I can really jump on. So A, they don't know how much it cost. B, you might not have demonstrated the value of it. And sometimes we don't. We can do all the things and they still don't see the value of it, and it's not your fault, right? So at that point, sometimes you just say, okay, just get quarterly, get them in the group, get them engaged, and then they'll probably turn around and buy a challenge pack. So don't give up on them just because they're not going to get a challenge pack off the bat. I know Jackie is a huge advocate of always going for the challenge pack, and I get that. But I have a lot of people that have gotten quarterly from me, turned around and bought full challenge packs because they see the value after they've been engaged in the group. Do always present that as the best solution, but if that's not where they're at, then meet them where they're at, okay? That really is important. And
Kate, if I can,
yeah,
I want to jump in just to piggyback what you said. I can't stress enough. Someone messaged me. I don't think she's on here today. I'm not even sure if she's under you or Jackie. But she messaged, how are you getting, Success Club every week? Like, you're doing my account and my mom's. More than half of mine right now are coming from current challengers who are up for renewal. I am psychotic when it comes to tracking when they're up for renewal, and I give them their bot options, especially with the increase of prices for quarterly and 6 months, which I do believe they are grandfathered in. One of my girls, yeah, she did. And she's like, no, they just charged it. I'll keep it. But more than half of my current challengers who are up for renewal upgrade to a challenge pack. And of that half of them are continuing with the shakes. And I've had a couple convert to discount coaches because of it. They didn't do it initially, but that's where we're at now.
for sure. And so that's why it's also so important to show up in the group with your shake, with your workout, with your nutrition. It's really important that you are being a product of the product, not only on social media, but in the group too. So yes, it's okay for people to get quarterly. It's not the best solution, absolutely not. And quarterly is actually more expensive now. It's like, how much is it? Like 50 bucks, 60? I think it's like 60 bucks a quarter now. So it went from 39 actually to like 60 or something.
And 6 months is 77.70. Whatever it is, to do 6 months is ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's more expensive now, but still it's cheaper than a full challenge pack. And what they'll find is they'll get in the group and they'll probably want to try the shakes, and then they'll probably want to try the nutrition because which we're going to discuss too in the challenge group. Now you can actually log all your stuff in the app, which is like a lifesend. So that's really exciting. And I think we can do some stuff with that. So meet people exactly where they're at. It's okay. I try to deter them from getting the annual, and I just usually say, let's start with quarterly because it's a lot easier for them then to jump up into a challenge pack. They might not see the value in a completion pack. They'll still do it, but it's just better to have them do the complete, the full thing. What else? Okay, I can't afford it in the value. We talked about that. Okay, where our intention goes, energy flows. So make sure you bring your energy to the conversations. We talked about that. Really visualize what you want. I think so many of us, we have this if you don't bring your energy into what you're doing, it makes all the difference in the world. Think about when you're going to do clean or play a game with your kids or anything. Like, the energy you bring in completely affects the experience and the results and the outcome. So you want to do the same with your business. You want to make sure that logging into the challenge group could be a real pain in the ass, and I could be really annoyed to have to comment on everybody's stuff. But instead, I'm like, these people are kicking ass. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to cheer them on. I want them to feel as good as they can, and I go through and I cheer everyone on, and I try and come up with good things to say and make them feel good. Like, do that in your business. Bring your joy to the things that might not be exciting, and because especially people love being cheered on, by the way. And just like you love being cheered on when you were a challenger in the group. So make sure you're doing the same thing and that you're doing the same with your reach outs, that you're bringing that energy and excitement. Like pump yourself up with the song. I'll never forget this girl on Beachbody Champions page. She would be like, I would blast gangster rap in the background and bust out my invites, you know, and she was talking about how she was an introvert, but she would just like get over herself and just do the thing. So do whatever it is that you got to pump yourself up to do to blast out your invites and feel good. And just realize that you're here to connect with people and support them. They're people too, and not all the time is that every connect going to be an invite. It's okay to just connect with people, and it might not be time for an invite. And you'll know when it's time to invite somebody. Maybe you've connected with them over the last few weeks, and then now we have a group starting. Maybe then it's like, hey, we've been talking for a while, and I think you'd really love the women in my group. Do you think you'd be interested in a program? It doesn't have to be from the script. It can be off the cuff. It can be very natural. It's just you be you and don't always feel like pressured to have to invite to our groups. You can connect to and see where the conversation goes. Let's see. And of course, then don't be afraid to invite, you know, then don't be stuck in connect land and not crossing over into now I have to invite. Just be like, okay, this person is cool. I like them, especially if you like get along with the person. Like it should just flow right out. So the more you invite, the more you connect, it gets easier and easier and easier, and it's not that hard. Now it's like people expect an invite from me, right? And they don't want me to give up on them. Let's see, and always end your conversations with the question. I talked about this with Jessica this week. So make sure that your conversation stays alive, especially if you're going back and forth. You ask more questions. People love to talk about themselves and they love to share about themselves. So end your conversations with the question to keep it alive and find out more about them. And like that, I think that's all my pages. Let me see what else. Okay, and then we're going to share some goals. So just wanted to know what you guys are looking to create for March. Well, first of all, we have one more week left for February. So don't write off February, please. Okay. Especially if you're in Team Cup, we all have goals. We all want to hit Success Club. This is go time. One of the reasons that I pushed myself this week on how I showed up on social media is because I was only at SE6 and I usually hit SE20 between 16 to 20 every month. And so I wasn't hitting that. And I was like, okay, I need to change some stuff up. So I changed up my posts. I did some compelling posts, right? Like I did that picture of myself and in like doing in that push in that plank, with the saying or whatever. Like I knew that would get response. I also did a transformation post and I went live because those are the things I know help push my business forward. Because when you go live and you're passionate about something, people respond. And I only had 150 people watch that, guys, which I have 5,000 friends almost, so that's not a lot. But I did have 3 reach outs off of my live. And it's because I just showed up and shared authentically. So if, push yourself to share transformations, go live and do things that are scary that you don't want to do because that's going to give you results that you ordinarily wouldn't get, right? It's like change nothing and nothing changes. So sometimes you got to change it up. And transformations for sure, the week before a group is going to start, you need to post some kind of a transformation because you want to show, you have to be proof that the products work, right? So people want to see what they're saying you work out. They're saying you do all these things. They want to see the results and people love a good story. That before and after is a great story. So I found some really doozies of befores for me in my old phone. I couldn't find any pictures and I found my old phone and it had all these terrible pictures of me and I'm like, score. So terrible pictures, but well, because especially like I didn't ever take pictures of myself. So like, which is the true of most moms, right? So it's hard to find pictures of yourself when you didn't take any. So anyways, so let's share goals. So what you want to create for yourself and your business for March, what brings you joy in this business? Okay, I want to share that because I think that's really important, is finding the joy in this business, because this business should be fun, first of all. And what self-limiting belief will you give up? And what will you do that's scary? Can you guys remember all of that? So I can take this off the share. Can I remember all of that? Okay, let me write it down. Okay, creating for March. Then you guys can think while I write these down. And just so you know, when I go live, I never want to go live, ever. Not once am I like, I can't wait to go live. I never want to go live, but I'm always happy I went live because I just am. It's like the thing I didn't want to do, you know, it's like your workout. All right, I'm going to stop this share so we can all share. Okay. Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Okay.
So what I wanted to create is I wanted to reach a success club. I'm just starting, but I'm gonna stay positive and do the right things every day. And I decided that I'm just beginning. I'm not gonna get frustrated because I know I will continue with it. And that's what I can bring, is I can just do the right behaviors, every week and every day, and eventually it will happen. So what brings me joy is the lifestyle, for sure. I decided that being just a challenger is not enough for me to keep that as a permanent lifestyle. And I need something more of the commitment, and that gives me joy because I do see the difference inside to solidifying that way of life. And that's kind of, I think one of the challenges. I think one of the customers we talked about, she lost almost 100 pounds, but then they came back, and I'm not going back. I'm just not going back. I was successful, but now it's the next level. And that gives me joy that I found a way to keep it permanent as a next level. Self-limiting beliefs is that I don't have a lot of followers yet, but I'm working hard every day to build my network. So that's how I'm going to overcome it, because I know if I'm really good about consistency. So if I'm consistent for a long period of time and do all of the right things, it will come eventually. And scary things. So I decided I'm going to go live every week. I already wrote scripts for the next 4 calls. Just like talking points. So I know what I will be talking about. And it's a good idea, like what you suggested, to go live after Saturday workout, because I haven't yet found the right time. So to me, I think I'm going to just do it consistent, and that will help it to be on a weekly basis. And another thing is that I wanted to do that's scary is I'm going to put a transformation post. I'm going to put my old pants size 14 next to the new pants size 4. And I have both of those, and that's real. And I think that should be a really original and powerful and true post. Scary, but I think that will be really good. I'm going to do it before the next group. And that's it on my end.
I love that. And first of all, congratulations. 14 to 4 since July is absolutely amazing. So I'm just.
Thank you.
And you're right. This business is all about consistency. It's just like a workout program. If you just continue to do all the things, and you are getting followers and you are putting us into conversations, so you're doing amazing. So keep it up. Okay, anyone else want to go and unmute themselves and share goals and scary things?
Okay, I can.
Okay.
I'm always waiting for somebody. I don't want to be the first one to jump in. Okay, So I guess what I want to create, what I'd like to do, I really do feel like I could start exploring Instagram because I've only done Facebook since I started 2 months ago. So I've been thinking about, posting on there, and just looking into a little bit more in the resources that you guys gave about like how to utilize Instagram. So I think that would be good. And obviously, I would love to continue to hit Success Club. That's just like a good goal, like just hitting Success Club. I think I'd like to continue to do that for my first several months. The joy is just connecting with everybody. I mean, just connecting with all of you, Kate, connecting with you, and just feeling, and also connecting with people that I've engaged with. I know I talked about this last month on the call, but like, it's been kind of fun for me to have random people from 20 years ago like a post, and then I engage with them and check in with them. And it's been kind of like just fun connecting with people. And I think if I keep it authentic, that will feel really good. I think the self-limiting belief is, the last couple of weeks I've been kind of like second guessing myself a little bit. I think it's because I was kind of cruising, getting like feeling like I was getting people signed up, and that's been kind of stagnant. And then I'm like just starting to like second guess like how I'm doing things, and I think that's okay. I reached out to Kate and we kind of went through some things, but I think pushing through that uncomfortable part until, like I can feel like I'm successful again, I think would be good. And something scary, I have a hard time with the transformation post, and to ask you guys about this because I don't feel like I have like a good big difference physical transformation. So I feel like uncomfortable about that. I feel like if I posted a picture of myself from March of last year when I switched to this year, like I didn't lose like a ton of weight. Like I can tell like I feel more toned and but I've always avoided a transformation post, a physical transformation post, because I don't think it would be like, oh, wow, awesome, So any thoughts on that? Because that's something that's been kind of holding me back.
So there's a lot of different kinds of transformation posts. It's not always physical, but it can also be, I remember I did one once where there was a picture of me in college looking totally skeletal. And then there was a picture of me totally gained weight. And there was a picture of me now, right? And it was really a story about how I have really found balance within myself, right? So transformations can show up in many different ways. Mental transformations, you can show a picture from March to now and say, this may not look like a lot of weight loss, but you know what's here for me? I feel really good in my skin. I feel really strong. I'm consistent. Like you can show it in so many different ways.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
So you can show it in different ways. There's also like non-scale victory transformations, like being able to do things you couldn't do before. Those are transformations, like being able to do, I'm able to do 30 real push-ups now. I just did that last week for the first time. Like I'm gonna at some point share that as a transformation Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. You don't need a transformation a Tuesday to do a transformation. Just so you know, but you could do Wow Wednesday. No, but you can do it any day. And so there's lots of different ways. So maybe find some coaches that you like on Instagram to follow that feel like they're your flavor. And like, because there's so many different top coaches, and I'll go and I'll look at their stuff and I'll get ideas on how I want to share transformations, because not everyone we're all different.
Okay, that's helpful. Okay, thank you. That's going to be my thing for March. Also for March, I told Kate, I want to focus a little bit more on nutrition, because I've been getting a lot of responses. People like, go you, I have a Peloton, or go you, I just got what was the one yesterday? A Tempo. Yeah. which these things are like thousands of dollars. So I'm like, that's
Insane.
awesome. But then I dropped the conversation. I had talked to Kate about that. I'm like, okay, awesome. I'm cheering you on. I'm so proud that you're working on yourself. But I'm kind of leaving out the whole nutrition piece that a Peloton doesn't offer, a Tempo doesn't offer. So I really want to make sure I'm kind of looping back around and like bringing in like, awesome. Are you doing anything for your nutrition? And maybe offering up what we have to offer for that. So
It's really unbelievable too, how people will shell out the money for these kinds of things because they think it's the answer. You know what I mean? They really lots of times think, like so many times you connect with people and they're like, I gotta get to the gym, I gotta lose weight. And it's like, well, that's like not even, they're, you know, like they're connected, but not, you know what I mean? It is everything you're putting in your mouth. So yes, so definitely, focus on the nutrition. You got a lot of people. And we're gonna have bikes soon.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
I have a quick question. I actually got like a very negative hate response on nutrition. So we had a we had a conversation and the lady was doing fitness, but then I sent her the response regarding the nutrition. I said, you know, we have nutritional programs. And then she came back with like 5-paragraph email, not email, but message that I was accusing her of being overweight. How do you handle responses like that?
Usually I just bless and release. And I just say, you know what, it's not about you. Well, first of all, know that that's not about you. Okay, she was taking it personally and she was taking offense, and that has nothing to do with you. And then I would just say, oh my goodness, no. You know, like we have this is really about health, and our nutrition programs really show you how to, you know, eat clean. And I didn't know how to do that before. Just be honest. Say, you know, I wasn't sure where you were at with nutrition, if you needed help with that or not. Okay. And then sometimes what I will say, by the way, when people say they're doing their fitness, is I will say, well, do you have any weight loss goals or healthy living goals? Either one, weight loss goals or healthy living goals. And then they'll tell you, and then I'll say, okay, so maybe you might be interested in our nutrition programs. But just bless and release and don't take it personally, and just be kind and just say, you know what, I did not mean to offend you at all. And, you know, that was not my intent, and maybe just voice message it and then just leave that. Let her go. So for someone to spend that much time and energy into going back at you, it means that they just have a lot of their own baggage. You know what I mean?
She still follows me though. But yes, I didn't take it personally. Thank you for your advice.
I'm sorry that happened too. Anybody else want to share their goals? Goals for March, what brings you joy in this business, your self-limiting belief, and what you're going to do that's scary. Anyone? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna kind of go out of order. My scary thing is going live. So I've been kind of doing little reels just to kind of warm me up. But the live is my scary thing. Probably my business goal would be making Success Club. Trying to get there in Emerald, you know, it all kind of goes together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the joy is just knowing that you're being able to help someone, because I enjoy the workouts, and I want someone else to enjoy it and want to do it, you know, before you're like, I don't want to go anywhere or do at home. But when you find that, you want to share it.
For sure.
That's mine.
So just some tips if you want. What I do when I'm going to go live is I keep it under 5 minutes. I have notes for myself on what I want to say, and I always have an exit strategy. So know how you want to end it, because sometimes you're just like, okay, bye, you know? So know how you want to like get out, and just know, like, when you go live, you basically either you're inspiring, you are entertaining, right? You're being silly or something. hopefully you're funny, and, or you're like providing, you're educating, right? You're showing a recipe, or talking about like water intake, or giving a tip of some kind. I used to do like a Mom Hack Monday thing where I went live every single Monday and I would show them mom hacks all over my house of things that I did to help myself, you know, in mom life. So there's lots of different things that you can do for that, but just keep it short and sweet, and educate and get to the point, and then you'll have a lot of feedback.
Thanks.
Anybody else want to share? Okay. So if you're not sharing, that's cool, but make sure you send me your goals. All right. So for me, I am going to, for March, I would like to recruit 3 coaches and hit SC 20. And what brings me joy is when people believe in themselves. That's what brings me the biggest joy in this business, when they do things that they didn't think that they could do before. So, and I love starting new people on programs, and like, especially when they're excited. Like I signed up a girl today, she made it through the prep party in the morning. She's like ready to get in the group and just like move forward. And that's like so exciting when someone's like excited about their program and you just know they're going to be a rock star challenger. And so like, yes, I'm really excited about her. But yeah, so when people, you know, believe in themselves, my self-limiting belief right now, I don't know, I have to think about that one. I think I go through ebbs and flows in this business. And so my biggest thing is about being intentional. That's my word. And today I was super duper intentional. I'm doing these cards. If you watch my stories every day, I'm writing down what my intentions are for the day and my non-negotiables that I'm going to get done. And it's been working really well. So I'm doing that. And I got my vision board up there. It says intention. And so I'm just really being intentional about my time and not letting notifications throw me off my game. And so that my self-limiting, and then my goal for being that way is that I want to put my phone down at 6 o'clock every night so that I could be with my family. And if I can be super intentional, then I can walk away and feel like I did all the things and I'm good. And I'm going to walk away and not be on my phone. So I did tonight, and we played a game with the kids before I jumped on this call, and it was awesome. And you know it's bad when your kid's like taking your phone and hiding it. So I gotta like disconnect. And so what else? And what was the last thing? Oh, what will I do that's scary? I don't know. I think I want to go live about the coaching opportunity on Instagram. And start doing some reels on the coaching opportunity and running ads. Those things kind of scare me because I haven't done them before. So I think those are the things that I'm looking at. And in terms of the Instagram, there's an Instagram boot camp that you should look at that's going to help you like learn how to do Instagram in a really badass way. So you should check that out. And that's me. What else? I think that's everything, guys. So last week of February, dive in. Oh, I wanted to share, I'm going to share my screen again so I can show you. This is March. Make over your mindset in March. So I'm going to get, can you see it? So I'm going to get all the graphics and the script for this tomorrow, the 23rd it comes. And then I will get it to you guys. You guys can run stories on it. I'm sure, I don't know if Jackie has stories in Builders yet, but there'll be some stories. Create some stories. Make sure that you're talking in your stories. For the longest time, I felt like I was talking to like a box. People are watching though. And so make sure that you're talking in your stories, like right after your workout, just jump on and be like, that was really hard. I'm so glad I showed up, and run a poll. Like I've been doing polls like twice a week, right after my workout, talking in there. And I've been getting a lot of responses, and then at least going back and forth. So run polls, go live in your stories, and just be authentic and share, and people will respond, and just keep doing all of the things. Just keep being consistent. And February is hard. March, it's going to like explode. And then we have a biking program. We have new programs coming out. So that's really exciting. We have the Shanti program, and then we have Shanti and then Amali, who did the work. That's another program coming up too. And then the other thing I wanted to hear feedback on, so I'm kind of just throwing this at you, but we can discuss it, and then if you want, throw it in the pods. But for next month, for March, for the challenge group, do you guys want to change it up at all? Do you want to, I don't know, I feel like people are struggling with weekends a lot. And I think that that is a big struggle for people. So I was thinking like on Fridays, we could have a coach schedule of people going live on Fridays, talking about how they stay on track on weekends. Would you guys be up for sharing in the group, like going live in the group and sharing like your tips and tricks? Because weekends are tricky. And if you're working hard all week long and you let that go to shit every single weekend, then you're not getting the results that you really want, right? And you guys, we all know this. So like, getting control of your weekends is so important. So let me know in the pod if you're interested, and I'll put you into the schedule.
Are you talking about the app?
Yeah,
Do
the app.
I will do it. Just let
Okay.
me know when. So I'm game. Just let me know the day.
Okay, I will. And then the other thing is we are going to be doing a nutrition chat the first Thursday of every group. I'm going to be leading it I'm doing it for all of Heart Inspiration Downline, but it's really good. Get your people on there who are struggling with nutrition. I'm going to go over like portion fix. I'm going to go over 2B mindset. People can ask questions. I'll share like just different things. Like today I talked to one of my challengers and she's like, I'm not seeing the scale move. And I'm like, so like, what's your water intake? Are you drinking 100 ounces? Oh my God, I'm looking to get 50 and up it to 100, cutting the carbs at dinner, getting your sleep, de-stressing, so that your body's not stressed and holding on to the weight. Like those are the things I'm going to be talking about on the nutrition chat. I'm going to try and like learn more too. I'm going to watch some more portion fix videos, but make sure that you get your people on there to get them started right. And the people who, and go ahead. And the people who are, you have to unmute yourself.
Sorry, I was trying to. What's going to be the is that a Facebook group? Is that a Zoom call? Okay, got it.
It'll
The
be a
platform is the
Zoom
word
call.
I was looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a
Okay.
Zoom call, Nutrition Talk next Thursday.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be the first Thursday of every month. We're gonna do it for people. So that way people who are starting brand new, they can jump on, and then it also will get them connected. I think that that's so important. It's why I push the virtual gym so much, because I feel like if you're on there, you just feel connected to people, and it's important that that our challengers are engaged. They're gonna get results if they're engaged. So like that. Let me see what else. Yeah, and then the group, changing it up. If you guys have any ideas on changing it up, go ahead.
I have a question. Are you going to create a graphic, like how you always have such cute like Zoom link graphics that like I can share with my Fit Fam challengers if they want it? Because I feel like nutrition, like so many people struggle with that. So that is going to be huge. Are you planning on creating a little
I have one
graphic?
already. It's in Builders. I will drop it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
That's okay. I'll drop it in the pod because I have to get it anyways to share in our challenge.
Okay.
Group. I'm going to share it this week, and then I'm probably going to share it on Sunday. Do you feel like on Sundays it would be best to have a meal prep post in the morning and have people share their meal prep pictures instead of anything else? Yes. All right. So I'm going to move that, and whatever they have in the script, I'm just going to knock that off, and we'll do a meal prep post on Sundays with tips and stuff. Go ahead.
Okay.
I have a thought, and I'm just going to say it now before I forget, but like for the weekends, I remember when I first started, you guys did like, it seemed like, or maybe I was just new to the group, but like a big, like, okay, everybody jump on for a workout on a Saturday morning, like really pushing the virtual gym on the weekend mornings, like a bigger window or something, or a later window, or I don't know, just something to get people, or it's probably more the nutrition though, as I'm saying this, that people are falling off on the weekends.
I mean, I'll throw it in the group. I'm on there every weekend on Saturdays at 8 a.m. I'm late on Saturdays, but typically I like to get my workout in by 8. So I'll throw it in there. Are you going to commit? Are you going to be on at 8 o'clock, Jessica? All right. If you're in, then we're doing it. Now I have a partner. But no, yeah, the nutrition going live, we'll do that. And then on Thursdays, the first week of the month. And then we have book club 2, which I think is going to be a good book for next month. It's Everything Is, no, what is it? Stop Saying Fine by Mel Robbins. So I think that's going to be a really powerful book. What else? And then meal prep on Sundays, we'll start doing that. And that's all I got. Anyone have anything else? Any other ideas for the group? Okay, I'm going to take our picture then. Nicole's gone.
I do have a question after.
Go ahead.
That's fine. You can do it now?
No, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, so I was wondering, like making posts and stuff or stories. Like, so if there's a new program, can we post it on stories or do we post it on post? That didn't make sense. What's the way
Sometimes Jackie will drop stories in the pods that were, I don't know if you're in there yet, Irina. I don't think I've put you in there yet, but there's pods that Jackie has, and lots of times she'll drop stories in there and you can just add them. So I would use those because they're already made unless you want to make your own. But yeah, you can put like programs and stuff.
And so are they only supposed to be put on stories or can we put it on posts? You know, post.
I don't put it on posts, just
stories. Okay.
Yeah, just in stories, because you're not marketing yourself as a Beachbody coach. You're marketing yourself as you, because Beachbody's not going to coach the people. Who's going to coach the people? You are.
Okay.
So you're marketing yourself. You're building your own business and your own brand, right? And Beachbody is the platform that we're using to deliver the things to, but really it's you. They want you to coach them. And so you are going to bring that to your business. So that's why we don't mention any of that stuff, because lots of times too, is that people will just go out and buy the stuff themselves too. We all know that. How many times people have bought stuff on their own, they'll just go to Roku and download the app and pay for it. And then they don't work with the coach or anything. And then they don't get results and they don't do any of the workouts either. Right. So it's like just sending them to go get a gym membership that they're not going to use.
I got it. Okay. So, because I know Jackie's been talking about putting
Now, if there is a program launch that's different, and usually we give you coaching on that. So for example, when Control Freak came out or MBF came out, I did say Muscle Burns Fat, a new program. I did name drop that because Beachbody had it everywhere. So it was a little different, but on the norm, I don't really drop program names. So
okay. And same thing. What about like Shakeology? Should that's
I just say superfood shake. You'll never see me saying Shakeology or showing a picture of me with my Shakeology cup. I usually use it. Yeah.
so if you have like, if you do a picture, like if you're making like oatmeal and you use your Shakeology, can you show the bag and stuff? Or
The thing is, the bag doesn't sell it. What sells it is the ingredients.
I just didn't know if you put that in a post.
No, I don't. I mean, what I might say is this has ashwagandha root that's really great for depression and helps with sleep, and it helps, with anxiety.
But you can post like saying I'm drinking my superfoods today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if that's what you're doing on the daily, yes. Every day I have my shake in my stories. I have my workout in my stories. I usually have something personal and nutrition and something about business if I'm like on a call or something like that. But yes, you want to show that you're doing all the things. So for sure. And I'll say superfood shake, but I won't say Shakeology because first of all, there's a lot of misconceptions about shakes. There's so many shakes out there. Then people are like, I'm going to go look up this shake that she's drinking. You know what I mean? And then they come up with their own idea and, like that. So it's just, you're not just selling them Shakeology. You're talking about the benefits of it, of this shake that you drink. You want them to be like, what's that shake you're drinking? That looks so good. I want some.
It's a way for them to interact with you.
Exactly. So it's curiosity marketing.
All right. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else have any questions about anything? All right, I'm going to stop the recording.